Every so often, a game comes along that redefines a genre. A game so bold, so groundbreaking, that it demands a very serious game review. And in the case for survival horrors comes a new game released in 2005 that would not go as planned. Yeah, it's Cold Fear. Out of the many Resident Evil clones out there, you probably haven't heard of this one. And that would be for good reason. Why? Well, it came out 2 months after Resident Evil 4. Not only that, but 2005 also saw a ton of bangers. You had Fear, God of War, Metal Gear Solid 3, King Kong, and Falcon 4.0 Allied Force. But on a more serious note, what happens when you put a Resident Evil clone in the middle of the sea on a stormy night in a Russian boat? You get a game that gets lost at sea after trying to ride the wave of a rising genre. Cold Fear's story begins like this. A SEAL team has been attacked after trying to investigate a Russian boat. Incoming ex-Special Forces and now Coast Guard Tom Hansen. That's you. After boarding, your trustworthy team is promptly attacked and you run into your first pair of Russian twins.
Da Vinci?
After dealing with them, you hear a very kind lady behind a locked door.
Whoever you are, open this door now!
As you explore, you find mutilated corpses and what seem to be infected crew members. You eventually discover Lieutenant Lansing, who may or may not have had a bit too much to eat.
Oh man.
With the radio code in hand, you meet your first Nazi zombie. Wait, no, they're Russian.
Yeah!
Well, as it turns out, SeaWorld's been running some really shitty experiments, and Half-Life headcrabs are back with a vengeance. At the radio room, Agent Bennett tells you that there's a bad man on board, a Colonel Yusupov. After backtracking and various locked doors, you find Yusupov, who, much like Lansing, is also having digestive issues. Before he dies, he says that a woman named Anna has answers as to what's going on. Remember that very kind lady behind the locked door? Yeah, it's time to meet her. Once again, after backtracking in various locked doors, you discover that those headcrabs are actually called exocells and are what's causing the corpses to reanimate. You finally meet Anna and she hits you with a
I don't have answers.
Bennett calls you on your cell phone and tells you that Anna is actually the daughter of a scientist named Viktor Kamsky. Anna then makes contact with a nearby Russian oil rig, but the voice on the other side tells her, "Run away, you're gonna die, run away." Anna takes that as a challenge, and after unlocking the autopilot, you crash headfirst into the damn rig. You somehow survive a raging sea, and then you're brutally molested. You wake up, and as you make your way inside the oil rig, you are treated by a doctor named Bakarov. The doc informs you that he and Kamsky were sent to the oil rig to investigate these exocells. But he warns that Kamsky's gone rogue and that he's on his villain arc. You ask about a jammer on the oil rig, and he tells you that another Russian man with a very cool name is the only one with access.
Heard about it. And had kept it in the magnetic field room.
The only way to get in is with a retinal scanner, so what do? Grab his eye and open it for yourself.
Ooh.
After getting rid of the jammer, Bennett once again calls you on your cell phone and tells you to head over to the security room to collect some notes. Meanwhile, this entire time, Anna's body's been floating in the ocean and is mysteriously saved by a Goosebumps-looking monster? As you try to make your way back to Anna, you are once again brutally molested and you run into two new enemies, Fishmen and Chargers from Left 4 Dead. Wait, no, that came out 2009. As a last-minute decision on whether or not to use the antidote on you or her, you heroically save Anna, but it turns out that she had an antidote on her the whole time. Oh. After waking up, you notice that Anna's gone and continue your search for Kamsky's notes. Anna then calls you on your cell. Anna radios in and tells you that she plans on blowing up the rig. But as you continue your way... Oh, what's that? We have a caller. Oh, Agent Bennett. What is it? Yeah, I ordered Kamsky's notes 2 days ago and I even paid for Prime shipping, but it... You finally reach the laptop with Kamsky's data and realize that, wait a minute, something ain't right. So you decide to go with Anna's plan. But in order to do that, Anna tells you to gather C4 and set 3 charges in specific spots around the rig. After setting all 3 charges and not blowing up, you escape through the rooftop helipad on a helicopter. Nope, just kidding. That goosebump monster swoops in, and to nobody's surprise, it's Kamsky. Yeah, Anna's father.
And where do you think you're going,
Papa?
Wait, did I mention that this video had spoilers? The boss fight was amazing. I mean, you tickled him with bullets, distracted him long enough for Anna to continue setting off charges, and occasionally blasting him in the face with a shotgun until he gave up. Oil rig go boom, you get in helicopter, and ride off with your newly founded Russian lover. Wow. What a masterpiece, am I right? Alright, now that that's done with, let's talk about the gameplay. As you might expect from a 2005 survival horror, the controls are definitely not the best, and if I had a way to describe it, it would be like trying to paint while on a surfboard. The transition from over-the-top camera to over-the-shoulder sometimes made it really fun, especially in dark rooms when you're trying to make your way out. In terms of combat, it's probably what you'd expect as well. I mean, you start off with your standard pistol, eventually evolve into an AK, grab a shotgun, maybe even a flamethrower. I will say that the enemies are unique in their own ways. You have the zombie corpses that serve as loot bags, the crazy zombies that charge towards you. Oh yeah, did I mention you have to destroy their heads to kill them? You also have your invisible fishmen, a cute dog, the chargers from Left 4 Dead, and last but not least, the most dangerous enemy in the game, the protein-sucking headcrabs. Yep, believe it or not, they'll kill you in a matter of seconds. The atmosphere in this game is where I feel like it shines the most. For example, having to participate in a firefight in the middle of the sea felt like I was on an episode of a Russian version of Wipeout. On top of that, you add a slipping mechanic that can be annoying at times, and you have a unique feature that's not often found in many games. The wet and dark environment remains consistent throughout the entirety of the game, and it really makes you feel immersed. As for the jank aspect of this game, there definitely was some of that. Throughout various cutscenes, I noticed that the character models would often be out of sync and end up frozen, making for some hilarious moments.
Patch this frequency through your headset. You might need my help. Bennett, out.
You're out of your mind, woman!
You have a better idea?
Shit. I'll see you in the crow's nest. Don't get yourself killed.
I also noticed that it could also affect enemies. Anyways, going back to that slipping mechanic I was talking about, yeah, it feels almost programmed to kill you. One reoccurring issue I had wasn't due to the game's fault, but to a widescreen support that I had to install. It would often end up making my game look like a scene from Interstellar. Oftentimes with these old games, we're blinded by nostalgia, and in the case of Cold Fear, can I say this was the case? Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this game. When I first completed it, I thought it was kind of trash, but as I let it marinate a bit, I'm starting to see it as a gem covered in So what's next for Cold Fear? Will it get a remaster or a remake? Or will it be lost at the bottom of the sea, resting with the Titanic? This was a very serious game review of Cold Fear. 20 years later, have a good day.